It was very obvious in May of 1967 that there would be a war. It was not a matter of if there would be a war, but when there would be a war. The Arab nations around had all united with Egypt in a united front. Their aim at the time was to wipe Israel off the face of the map. Every day our friends were being called up. They would don their uniforms. On the morning of June 5th, I woke up to the sound of planes overhead, and a few moments after hearing the planes, the air raid siren went off, and we knew this was it. So we grabbed our shoes and our flashlights and our radio and went down to the air raid shelter. We listened constantly, morning, noon and night, to the Hebrew news, and that was our source of information. We sat over our radio and we listened as the shofar was being blown at the Western Wall, and the soldiers burst into Jerusalem of gold. Tears were pouring down our faces, but we wanted to be with other people. We instinctively went out into the hallways. Most of the people there had no idea whether their loved ones were alive or dead. They had sent their husbands, their brothers, their loved ones, even their fathers, off to war. Lionel got a notice a few days after the war that the Weizmann Institute was organizing a trip to Jerusalem, and the first stop they took us to was Mount Scopus, to the Hadassah Hospital. As we approached the road to Mount Scopus, there was a soldier on the side and a big sign in English and Arabic, no Hebrew, saying no entry from this point forward. This is no man's land. And in front of it there was a soldier standing, and on this big sign there was a bright yellow sign that had been posted over it that said, Har Hatzofim, Mount Scopus, straight. I had seen photos of the beautiful old hospital that had been the high-tech hospital of the Middle East when it was built in 1939. And there we were, and it was a bombed-out shell. The only thing that was intact was the emblem on the floor, the Hadassah emblem, that had the Magen David and the motto, Arochat Bat Ami, the healing of the daughter of my people. And above the shell, the Hadassah flag was flying, a citadel of healing. It had been deliberately decimated. And they took us towards the old city of Jerusalem, and we entered into the old city through the Lion's Gate, which had been the route that the Israel Defense Forces had taken during the war. We went down some stairs in a small alley to this road that had houses on one side and a high wall on the other side, and we realized that this was the Western Wall. Said our prayers, and it was the most amazing feeling. It was a trip I will never forget.